saying is this. Everyone thinks it's funny when I'm being disrespected. But then when I get disrespectful, nobody laughs. Why aren't you laughing? It was so funny when you were disrespecting me. It was so funny. But then when I take it to my level, because there are always levels, so when I take it to my level, all of a sudden everybody stops laughing.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, When Tay Talk. I am Tay, and I am here for another quick episode of Here We Go with the Bullshit. Y'all, here we go with the bullshit. Okay, so y'all know everything on the channel is alleged in my opinion and for entertainment purposes only. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and also click the bell notification so that you know every time your girl upload a new video. Okay. Also, too, please make sure that you are subscribed over on When Tay Talks 2 channel and When Tay Slay channel to watch the slayage of the head pieces or whatnot. Okay. Please share the video. Okay. Period. All that good stuff. All that. So, y'all know I've been around here documenting my harassment. Okay. So just my little disclaimer, this live stream discusses my personal experience. Well, this is not a live, but this stream is discusses my personal experience with online harassment, stalking, bullying, all of the cyber things. And I also have a valid Michigan protection order on content creator True T. All information shared is factual and based on public records. This video does not violate any court orders and is intended solely for awareness, education, and documentation of the things that have been done to me, the harassment, the bullying, the stalking, and things like that. Okay, so now that we got that good stuff out of the way, y'all know yesterday I dropped a bombshell that the Missouri attorney, suspended attorney, disgraced attorney, anonymous, Sarita McNeil, had been suspended. And I read you guys the documents and the request from the OCDC to have her in interim suspension pending the disciplinary hearing that she has to face. You know that she was suspended in 2020. Let me just share my screen and then I'll just show you guys the information so you'll have it here. Just to go through briefly the background, if you want to see all of this read, you guys can go to the video that I did yesterday. It's titled Busted Again. Okay. So the background information, the respondent, which is anonymous, was licensed to practice law as an attorney in Missouri on September 14, 2007. The respondent was assigned bar number 60207. Respondent most recently furnished this court and the Missouri bar with the following address. They give her address. On October 11, 2017, respondent accepted an admonition for violating Rule 4-4.2, communicating with a represented person. So these are the violations that in her disciplinary hearing, they had mentioned that she had, this was her first time being disciplined. And then they said, well, for these issues or whatever, for these charges or whatever. And I was like, wait a minute. So that means that she was disciplined before, but it was just some different stuff. So this one is communicating with a representing person. And on October 11th, also respondent accepted a second admonition for nomination, I don't know how to say the word, for violating Rule 4-1.165D, returning file after termination. So she probably refused to turn a file, which is all up and through this documents. I read it yesterday, so please go over and check that out. Respondent has a disciplinary history on or about September 15, 2020. in SC 98353, this court suspended respondent indefinitely with no leave to reapply for reinstatement for at least 6 months for a violation of Rule 4-1.5A, unreasonable fees, 4-1.6A, revealing confidential client information, 4-1.9C, conflict of interest, 4-1.16D, termination of representation, 4-3.4D, discovery, and 4-8.4A, violate rules of professional conduct, dishonesty, C, dishonesty, D, conduct prejudicial to the administration of justice. Okay. On June 14, 2022, this court issued an order reinstating respondent's license to practice law and placed her on probation for 2 years from the date of the order with special terms. Beginning on or about November 7, 2023, informant has since received 11 complaints, all of which remain unresolved, that have prompted an investigation into respondent's law practice. Okay. So when she said in her bankruptcy that we were like trying to file frivolous lawsuits, bar complaints on her, it seems like 11 other people filed these complaints on her as well. 11 people. Additionally, respondent remains on probation because she has not satisfied the terms. She has all of these bar complaints coming in, and her probation was supposed to be over in June of 2024. But she had all of these complaints, so they didn't take her off her probation. On March 17, 2025, informant took respondents, and informant is the OCDC of Missouri, took respondent's sworn statement regarding some of the pending complaints and actions. At the sworn statement, respondent brought her press pass and provided it to informant because she has a goal to start a YouTube channel, even though she's suing YouTube and Google, where she talks about the law, and wanted to make sure that for the sworn statement, she could cover both bases. So count one, this is where one of my complaints, on February 20th, 2025, informant received a complaint from NG stating respondent had filed a federal lawsuit hereafter, federal lawsuit against multiple defendants, including NG. And then they give the case number. We talked about the case several times on the channel, where she lied and said, or misrepresented the facts, and said that she served me at a Sitco corporation in Houston, Texas, where I don't work at all and never have in Texas. And Sitco corporation would not have my records of employment, period, because I was a contractor for them. At her sworn statement, respondent testified she filed the federal lawsuit because Judge Gonzalez, and they redacted the first name, told her to. Why would a judge tell you to do that? Stop it. Respondent represents herself in the federal lawsuit, but testifies her sworn statement that she is trying to find an attorney to take the case, stating, for whatever reason, a lot of them are scared to take it. I think they're worried about their life being threatened because my life have been threatened. I do no police reports, nothing to back up these accusations. These are serious accusations. I do have one attorney that will probably do it. But again, if someone has anybody that can help, it will help me help you, so I can pay everybody and get it right. So now they have to help you find another attorney that's a lunatic more than you, to do this case with you, and that you're not going to fucking pay them because you didn't even pay the last attorneys that helped you get out of this situation here, where you was doing the same thing with your clients and stuff like that, where you were disciplined for in 2020. So here, in the federal lawsuit, respondent originally named 8 YouTube content creators, as well as Google, YouTube, and TikTok as defendants. But she want to have a YouTube channel. Respondent testified at her sworn statement she was familiar with these content creators because they all discussed on YouTube a reality show that respondent watched, Love and Marriage Huntsville, that which aired on Oprah Winfrey Network. Respondent also testified she had a business partner, Dr. Brown, where they helped YouTube content creators who had issues with their channels be stricken. Now, this is what the focus is going to be on today. Who is this Dr. Brown? Because Dr. Brown, this information, this was submitted, I think, September 24th, and anonymous attorney replied to it. Was it September 25th? But also, this Dr. Brown sent in a request to redact their name from this document, and we're going to read that document shortly. So, respondent also testified she had a business with a Dr. Brown, where they help YouTube content creators who had issues with their channels being stricken. So now you are expert on people's channels being stricken because you always are trying to strike somebody's shit. Respondent testified Dr. Brown's family was deep in the FBI and CIA. What the fuck does that have to do with a YouTube channels being stricken? And had connections with judges and lawyers. So Dr. Brown's family has connections with the FBI and the CIA, and also connections with judges and lawyers. This made me wonder if Dr. Brown was LB, because LB, we don't know. All we know is per diem, it stands for lying bitch. Okay? So, the alleged basis of respondent's federal lawsuit is that these content creators doxed respondent. Respondent has since added 7 additional defendants, including other content creators, Kingdom Reign Entertainment, CRK Entertainment, AT&T, Warner Brothers, Oprah Winfrey Network, and the Orlando, Florida Police Department to her federal lawsuit. Respondent is claiming $10 million in damages. When asked to describe doxing by informant, respondent responded, according to Merriam-Webster, dox means to public identify or publish private information about someone, especially as a form of punishment or revenge. So when you all were posting those court documents on True T's page and on Sherelle's World page that has 500,000 subscribers, over 500,000 subscribers, it was out of punishment and revenge because your ass could not motherfucking serve us, everybody that you wanted to serve. Since the filing of the federal lawsuit, there have been 313 docket entries for the case. Okay, so this is the part we're going to focus on, is Dr. Brown. So let me go over to that page so we can look at Dr. Brown's request. Okay. So let me share my screen one more time. Okay. In the Supreme Court of Missouri, it looks like this was filed October 14th. So this was 4 days after the suspension went through. Okay. This is the case number in regards to Sarita L. McNeil, her bar license, respondent. She is the respondent. Motion for leave to intervene and request for redacted / removal of name from court and disciplinary records. First of all, you are a doctor. You can't request this to be redacted. Like, this is, she didn't say that you were in the capacity as a patient. patient therapist or patient client doctor client or patient, association. She said y'all were business partners helping people get their YouTube channels back. So you, for one, don't even have a right to even request this shit. For 2 or 3, bitch, your name really ain't in here, because who the fuck is Dr. Brown and what the fuck does that even mean? How many Dr. Browns do they have in Missouri? Like, you're not identified by anything specific that people would know who the fuck you are. Comes now. And Anonymous, did you put that you had this business with this lady on your bankruptcy? Or this Dr. Brown? I don't know if it's a lady or a man. Did you put that you had this business with this person? Because it should have been bringing in income, since you said you had a business partner. Comes now, Dr. Brown. And first, another thing is, how the fuck did Dr. Brown even know that this shit was on this record? How did you even know that your name was brought up in the disciplinary hearing? How did you know it was in their reference in the case when they was requesting for her license to be suspended immediately? Comes now, Dr. Brown appearing pro se. You're not a part of the case, so why are you appearing pro se? And respectfully moves this honorable court for an order pursuant to Rule 24A, or alternatively Rule 24B of the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure, and it gives some rules, or alternative or another rule of the Missouri Rules of Civil Procedure, granting Dr. Brown leave to intervene for the limited purposes for seeking redaction or removal of Movin's personal name. That's not your personal name, because it's not your first and last name. Movin's personal name and identifying information from the public court and or disciplinary records related to respondent Sarita L. McNeil in the above styled and numbered calls. In support thereof, Movin states as follows. Now, this person sent 5 pages of this, of something that doesn't even really personally identify you. She didn't have your medical license number on here. It's nothing here to really identify who the fuck a Dr. Brown is. I don't even think Dr. Brown is a person, but it might be a real person. She just called them this because they ass is slick as fuck. And I think it's one of her co-conspirators that she said their name in this motherfucking shit, and now they're like, what the fuck? Introduction and factual allegations. 1. Movin, Dr. Brown, is a private individual who is not a party to this action, but whose personal name and identifying information appears within the public record related to the above captioned matter. 2, that your motherfucking business partner put your name in here. And again, Dr. and a Brown as a last name is not motherfucking identifying you. 2, Office of Chief Disciplinary Counsel informant herein filed their information and motion for interim suspension or in the alternative motion to revoke probation against respondent Sarita McNeil on September 24, 2025 in this matter. Which again, none of that has anything to do with you. In said document, Movin's last name was identified in both the redacted and unredacted version filed on September 24th, 2025. How did you even know about this? It's given Brown is you, is anonymous. Also, informant's information referenced the Movin with connections with federal intelligence, example, FBI and CIA, judges and lawyers, etc. 4, she gives another rule, prohibited disclosure of identities of certain United States undercover intelligence officers, agents, informants, and sources. If you were that undercover, why the fuck did Anonymous know your name? And if you were that undercover, she wouldn't have known who the fuck you are, who the fuck you associate with. You a doctor. You're not a fucking FBI or CIA informant. And if you was an informant, why would you blow your cover with a damn mental illness patient? Why did she know about your connections to the FBI and the CIA and judges and lawyers? Why did she know that? And again, a Dr. Brown could be any motherfucking body. But I'm assuming she fucked up and said the shit and put the shit in there, playing with people. Because she always got to find a way to throw somebody else under the fucking bus and not take accountability for her own fuck shit. So she throwing other people under the fucking bus. And then now, here it is, you trying to backtrack because now they gonna want to know who the fuck this damn Brown is. Ain't nobody tell her to disclose that shit. She opted to disclose it. As a result of the informant's disclosure, Mobin's life and work done to help respondent in the pending federal action of McNeil Esquire versus Calvin et al. Case number blah 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 before the U.S. District Court of the Eastern District of Missouri has been compromised. This is delusional filing. If it was going to be compromised, why the fuck did she mention your name anyway? Why did she mention Dr. Brown any motherfucking way? And what your life and work has been compromised. How? And how are you helping her with this case? You're a fucking doctor. How are you helping her with this motherfucking case? We need your real name now. Because we want to know who her accomplices are. Movin seeks limited intervention pursuant to a federal rule of civil procedures 24A or alternatively rule 24B and Missouri rules of civil procedure 52.1A or alternatively 52.12B for the specific and limited purposes of requesting redaction or removal of Movin's personal information from filings, disciplinary records, or other materials publicly accessible through the court's docket or any associated agency database. Again, if your shit was that motherfucking top secret, why did you release this information to Anonymous? And if it was that confidential, again, why did she release it to the OCDC? They're law enforcement as well. Could it be that you're not working with any motherfucking agencies? What case is being compromised? What rulings is being compromised on a federal case that she got that's fucking frivolous? How is that being compromised? This fake ass motherfucking bogus ass bullshit, waste of our motherfucking time. This delusional ass filing. How is that compromising you? It's compromising because she telling on your motherfucking ass. Movit previously made a good faith effort to resolve this matter informally by contacting informant's counsel. How you contact the OCDC counsel? Miss Natalie Strangler via email on September 24th, 2025, and again on September 25th regarding the request for redaction and removal of Movin's name from the record associated with this case. Yeah, because they probably like, and who the fuck are you? We need your real motherfucking name. As of the filing of this motion, Movin has not received confirmation that the requested correction action has been taken, necessitating the filing of this formal motion, pro se. It's not, again, that's not necessary for you to do, because it's not necessary for them to do either, because they don't fucking know no Dr. Brown. That's not nobody's fucking real just whole name. That Brown is a common last name, and you just put doctor in front of the shit. How the fuck she supposed to know who the fuck you are? Did you give her your real fucking name, Dr. Brown? Legal authority. And first of all, if you so much deep into this case and all this type of shit, why you didn't know that this right here, that your name was going to be mentioned in this case? You didn't tell her not to ever mention your name because of you was an informant for the FBI and the CIA as a doctor? Legal authority. 50 U.S.C. 3121 prohibits disclosure of identities of certain U.S. undercover intelligence officers, agents, informants, and sources. You are a doctor. That was her business partner. What the fuck do any of that have to do with you being undercover and the undercover intelligence officers? Y'all motherfuckers are weird. Federal courts have inherent authority to control and protect their records, including redaction and sealing of non-essential identifying information. That's why the information remained on the motherfucking docket, because just like here, how you got these names in here, see Nixon versus Warner Communications, we don't know who the fuck Nixon is unless we go to the damn docket and see their first name. We don't know who the fuck Nixon is. Just like we don't know who the fuck you are by a damn last name of Brown with no fucking first name attached. Your first name is Doctor? Is that what we're seeing here and here? And that's not a motherfucking suffix or prefix? Courts have further recognized that intervention from the purpose of protecting privacy and reputation may be appropriate when the Movin's personal information is publicly disclosed without necessity. Argument. The inclusion of Movin's name within these public records serves no ongoing legal, factual, or public interest and may result in unwarranted reputational harm, harassment, and privacy violations. Again, this is shit you should have took up with Anonymous, Sarita McNeil, because she's the motherfucker that put this shit in here, not anybody else. She mentioned your motherfucking shit. She didn't mention your first and last name. She just mentioned your last name and that a doctor, and that you were her business partner. She didn't release any identifying information because Dr. Brown is not any identifying information. That shit is vague as fuck. Redacting or removing Movin's identifying information is consistent with the court's authority to protect individuals from undue prejudice and to preserve the integrity and fairness of the judicial process. Houseway. Pursuant to Rule 5.2a of the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure and Rules 84015A of Missouri Rules of Civil Procedure and Local Court Rules, courts may redact personal information that is not material to the issues under adjudication. This is pertinent because she mentioned that you were business partners. Why she mentioned that shit, we don't fucking know. She also mentioned that you had ties to the CIA and the FBI and intelligence and connections with judges and lawyers. So she, again, put your information and said this is what you had going on. You being her business partner and helping people on YouTube with issues with their channels being stricken has nothing to do with you having family members that's CIA agents or FBI agents and you knowing judges and lawyers. That has nothing to do with none of that. She was a lawyer at the time. So it goes without saying that she had association. You had association with lawyers, but it wasn't even a need for her to even mention that. So you need to be concerned with her and why she mentioned that shit. And now all this shit is being investigated because now I want to know who the fuck you are. Request for relief. Oh, I didn't read the last one. Movin's name appears incidentally and non-substantively in the record and is not essential to the adjudication outcome or historical record of the case. Again, your gripe is with Sarita McNeil, be the respondent, because why the fuck did she bring you up then? But since she did, they got you on this shit. Request for relief. Wherefore, Movin respectfully requests that this honorable court grant leave to intervene for the limited purpose of seeking redaction/removal of Movin's personal name and identifying information pursuant to Rule 24 of the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure and Rules 52.12 of the Missouri Rules of Civil Procedures. 2, direct the clerk of court and or any relevant disciplinary or administrative authority to redact Movin's name from all publicly available filings, orders, and related documents. 3, seal or restrict access to prior versions of such records that obtain Movin's identifying details. Canceled. No, they ain't do none of that shit. They not doing none of that shit because your ass shouldn't have fucking been involved with this person and you shouldn't have been telling them this information and they wouldn't have had this shit to tell nobody else. Let me see what's on the next page. Four, acknowledge Movin's prior informal request made via email to informant's counsel, Miss Natalie Strangler. No, you putting her whole name in the shit, but you don't want your shit on here. On September 24th, 2025 and September 25th, 2005. Again, they just made the request on the 24th. So why the fuck why are you requesting this shit on the same motherfucking day? Grant such other and further relief as the court deems just and proper. What other relief? So this was dated October 10th. So she must have mailed this in. And she's in Naperville, Illinois, or that's what a alleged P.O. box is. And they signed this shit, Dr. Brown. If y'all don't get the fuck out of here with this crazy ass shit, I, Dr. Brown Movin, do hereby certify that I sent by electronic means a true and correct copy of the above and forgiving to attorney Natalie Strangler for the office of Chief Disciplinary Counsel Informant and by electronic means to attorney Michael Downey on behalf of respondent Sarita L. McNeil and by fax and or electronic means to the clerk of the Missouri Supreme Court on 10/10/2025. How is you cool? Like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? Y'all in all of this shit, and yet y'all still find ways to try to fuck around with people doing all this crazy ass stuff. Like, you know, can't nobody identify your motherfucking ass as from no fucking Dr. Brown. The fuck would you write that 5-page damn bullshit for? And I'm wondering if it is the silver, because Dr. Brown, the silver, the colors. And I told y'all too, it's also strange that when I used to talk to the Silver on Instagram, the last two times that we spoke, she wanted to talk about PBE and what PBE was doing on YouTube and all this crazy ass shit. But when I wanted to bring up Anonymous, she all of a sudden had a client. Are you Dr. Brown da Silva? And if you are, you seem perfectly sane to me. Well, a lot of them seemed like they were sane to me. So I digress. But Anonymous gonna give your ass up if she don't do shit else. She did do all of these dog whistles to people all the fucking time. Just like in the court documents, all those content creators that she named are people that she's co-conspirators of hers. Because it's no reason why she even brought their names up. She even introduced some old defamation fucking filings from True T in a couple of her fucking filings that the judge struck from the record. So like this shit is ridiculous. Like y'all are ridiculous. And I am so happy that the OCDC has found that you are a danger to the public. And they need to also make sure that they get you some type of help. Because I do believe that you are clinically unwell, like mentally unwell. But you're also very fucking manipulative too. So the things that you do, like, it's not that you don't have a mental illness. I definitely believe you do have them. And you suffer from them. But the thing is that I don't think the things that you're doing is because of your mental illness. The same go with the other crew, the other family. They're the real YouTube family, the gang. They're the real YouTube gang. Like, I want to know, how does your sister in Alabama, how does she associate with all this stuff? How is she connected with all of this stuff? She also suffers from mental illness as well. Clearly, some of these other people do as well. But again, that doesn't mean they do suffer from mental illness, in my opinion. But that doesn't mean that the things that they're doing is because of the mental illness. Because people that have mental illness, they can be very aware of things and still be manipulative as fuck and know what they're doing. They still know right from wrong, because if they didn't, they wouldn't be trying to hide it, because it wouldn't be nothing wrong. That's what people that, like, their behavior is a result of their mental illness, they do stuff. Even when sometimes they unalive people and stuff like that, and they'll call the cops on themselves, or they'll have the body there and let people come in and they find the person in there deceased. They're like, what the fuck? And they're like, what? Because they don't think that they did anything wrong because of their mental illness. But these motherfuckers know that they're doing wrong, because they're doing all of this stuff to try to hide it. All of this stuff is being reported. I'm reporting all of this shit. All of this shit. Because you motherfuckers have made my life a damn living hell. Some shit that I have never experienced in my damn life. And I want to see this shit to the end. And I really want you guys to be locked up either in a mental institute where you can get some help, or in jail, because you are committing crimes. You all are committing crimes. Fraud. Scamming. All of this stuff. Y'all got to listen to the video that I did yesterday that said busted again. Look at the stuff that she's doing to these clients, to other attorneys, to her own clients. Taking their fucking money and then going to court on their behalf and letting them get the short end of the fucking stick in court. Like it was nothing. So yeah, like, no, it's no mercy need to be given, because if you are aware that you have these mental illnesses, and then she also played it to not Bronny, but Didum, when she talked to Didum after she claimed she was doxxed, and she, you know, Didum like, damn, is that shit true or whatever? And she like, she had to do what she had to do to get out of that trouble. So basically trying to say that she faked the mental illnesses. No, you didn't fake them. They just wasn't the reason why you did the shit that you did. And again, a lot of these ladies are very smart and intelligent. And that doesn't have anything to do with the mental illness. A lot of people that's mentally ill are very smart. A lot of them are geniuses. It does not mean anything about how they retain information and all of that stuff. It has nothing to do with their intelligence. Sometimes I think they're all are geniuses, and they have so much intelligence and so much information that they don't know what to do with it, that it's just scrambled in their head. That's what I feel, that sometimes that's the case, that they just know too much. They're too damn smart. But these people are very smart, con artists. They are very manipulative and all of this stuff. And like I said in the video that I just did tonight with the Gossip Girls, that these motherfuckers have tried to ruin my life. And not just me. Other people on YouTube that tried to stand up for themselves. So no, I'm not having any mercy. They need to get all of the just due, everything that's coming to them, everything that they meant for me, they're going to get, because they're doing dirty ass shit, and it's not legal, and anonymous is not ethical. All of these things that you guys have been doing is because the chickens have come back to roost. And I want to have all of this documented for people moving forward, so that they can know the steps that they can take if this stuff is happening to them, because we're not the only ones. We're not the only ones. And you following this shit, like, are we really to believe that a real life motherfucking doctor is going to submit some shit and sign a shit Dr. Brown? In what world? So I digress. So y'all make sure y'all like this video, subscribe to the channel, click the bell notification so you know every time I upload a new video or go live, and also share the video, you know, with everybody, because this needs to be spread across YouTube, just like all of that defamation and all the horrible shit that they was doing and accusing all of us of. These type of videos need to be spread across YouTube in that same fucking manner. And if people can go and do all of this shit and spread that bullshit that they was out here spewing for them with the bigger platforms, if you can do that, then you can do this and share these videos that's showing that that shit was not what it was, and this is the correct information with public court documents and records with seals and stuff like that on it to show proof. Okay, well, y'all have a nice day. I'm gonna drop this in the morning, so y'all get ready for it. And y'all, thank y'all so much again. Thank y'all so much again for the support y'all showed on Wednesday Talk 2, and make sure y'all catch all the videos on Wednesday Slay. Okay, thank y'all, and y'all have a good day. Bye.
Oh my gosh. Ew.
Hold on, 20.
Huh?
Hold on, 20.
What'd you say?
I said, hold on, 20. Hold on, baby.